Hello everyone and welcome to another Tone2 Pro video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can upgrade your Tone2 Pro's XMOS and MCU firmware using a Mac OS computer. So before you start, you should be on our forum where you'll see the Tone2 Pro firmware version 1.2 plus MCU update. In addition to having our forum open for instructions, you also need to have your terminal app for the Mac opened as well. It's called Terminal, right? And this is where you will type in your commands to upgrade the Tone2 Pro's firmware. The third thing you need to do is to ensure that your Tone2 Pro is connected to your Mac via a USB-C data cable. Obviously, we need a USB-C data cable to transfer the firmware to your Tone2 Pro. And finally, the last thing you will need for this exercise, since we are updating the MCU for the Tone2 Pro, right, is your ST-Link V2 hardware tool over here. So you can see over here, we have the tool and there's a diagram on the tool explaining the different ports or different GPIO. So we're going to be using RST, swim, and ground, and we can see on the diagram that these three are near the notch. Right, here's the notch in real life. Can you see this notch over here? So we're going to be using these three pins, alright? So if I plug this out, you'll be able to see these three pins, RST, swim, and the ground, right? So let's try again, RST, swim, and ground, and it's on the side of the notch, okay? So this cable here, we have red, yellow, and orange. We can plug it in this way. We can turn it around. The yellow, just make sure that they're all in the same straight line. So yellow over here, we can connect that to RST, okay. Okay, so make sure that they are connected into the right pins. So we just have to remember that our ground cable is red. Okay, and on the other side, if you have already received your tool, would be female headers. So you need to put this male GPIO breakaway header and connect this to the female headers. Okay. Right, so now you've turned the female headers into male headers, alright? So again, red is ground, orange is the swim, and yellow is RST, because that's how we connected them on the tool over here on the side of the notch, right? RST1, swim 3, ground 5, okay? So RST, swim, and yeah, red is ground, right? So we have to remember that for later. Okay, so next thing you want to do is let's just scroll through the forum posts. You need this update if you are having a batch 1 or batch 2 Tone2 Pro, and that means your serial number starts with 0C or 11. So that means you will need this ST-Link V2 tool, and you can get it for free from Khadas shop. I can show you right now where you can get it from. Okay, here it is. So if you don't already have one of these tools lying around at home, you can get it for free from Khadas shop. Just do remember to also include your Tone2 Pro serial number as well as your order confirmation number, so we know that you do indeed have a Tone2 Pro. Alright. Okay, so let's upgrade the XMOS first, because that is a lot easier than upgrading the MCU, okay? So before we begin, again, make sure your Tone2 Pro is connected via USB-C to your Mac computer or laptop over here. So it's connected and mine is turned on. Cool. Okay, so then we just scroll all the way down to the bottom of this post, where we see here Linux, Mac OS, automated MCU, and XMOS upgrade scripts. Open a terminal app, right? We have our terminal open here. Cool. And copy paste either of these commands. Internet access is required, check, and sudo is not required. Okay, so as far as possible, we've made sure these scripts do not require administrator privileges to run. Okay, So let's update XMOS first. And just copy this command over here. Copy and paste. Okay. Right. Just press enter. Okay, so it says Tonebot DFU upgrade online script. Press any key or escape by Control C, right? So if you want to abort, just press Control C and you can abort the script, okay? So let's continue. So I'm gonna press any key. So what's it doing right now is it's updating a package manager called Homebrew. So Homebrew is a special tool for Mac OS that allows you to create a kind of like a Linux environment, so you can run all kinds of Linux tools, right? So in this case, we need a Linux tool to help us update our Tone2 Pro. Okay, so now we can see that its script's already loaded properly, because in my case I already have Homebrew installed. If you don't have Homebrew installed, it might take a little bit longer for you to download and then for the script to auto install Homebrew. Okay, but in my case it's already installed, and so it's really fast. Okay, so it says here, please connect your Tonebot and press any key. Yes, our Tonebot is connected, so let's press any key. So now what's it doing is that it's downloading the new firmware to our Tone2 Pro. So this might take a few seconds, maybe half a minute. Okay, cool. So we have successfully updated the XMOS chip, right? Not the MCU, the XMOS. All right. So that's the USB control interface for the Tone2 Pro. And we know we've successfully done it because it says download complete, returning device to the application mode, which is the user mode, and finally it says here DFU upgrade complete. Okay, hurrah! So this was the easy step. Now for the slightly more difficult step. Okay, so the next step is we gotta update the MCU, right? So remember, according to the forum post, it's a two-step update, both the XMOS and the MCU, okay? So our wonderful engineers at Khadas have already simplified this whole process into just 2 automated bash scripts. So there's no programming, no typing required. It's all fully automated for your Mac or your Linux computer, okay? So the next step before we update the MCU is we again want to make sure that your Tone2 Pro is connected to USB-C power, and then we want to follow these instructions. So first thing is connect the tool, the hot pink ST-Link V2 tool, to your Mac or your Linux PC, okay? So this is the tool, and that's my USB port over there. Okay, so let's connect it. Oops, I think it's opposite. So now my tool is connected to my Mac Mini, as you can see there. And what's the next step? Peel away a portion of the rubber foot below the Tone branding and don't remove the warranty stickers. Okay, so just take up your Tone2 Pro, pick up your Tone2 Pro and see there's the Tone words here. So we gotta go underneath here like this and lift up this rubber foot. Oops, a little bit challenging. Okay, so don't worry, this adhesive is reusable, and I've been doing this several times already, and my Tone2 Pro is none the worse for wear. Okay, so you'll see that there are 3 GPIO pinholes over here. Okay, so remember that in this case the red wire is ground. So if you look at this picture on the screen, ground is the top one, screw is here, right? Ground, swim, and our ST, which is the lowest hole. So this goes in. So these are the pins, and they go in like this. And you gotta apply some lateral pressure, some side pressure. So you can see that I'm applying with my finger, right? Okay. So apply lateral side pressure, and of course step 10 is for Windows, so we go back to the Mac instructions. Let's see, where are the Mac instructions? Okay, update MCU. So again, copy this, and I'm doing this with one hand, all right? And then paste. And then press enter. Okay, press any key or press Ctrl C. So again, you can press enter or any key. Okay, so again, it's gonna download Homebrew if you don't have it. In my case, I have all the components installed, so it's really fast. And it says it's already prepared, as you can see on my screen. Please connect your ST-Link pad with Toneboard and press any key. Yes, we have ST-Link connected. Okay, press any key. So it's flashing the MCU now, guys. Alright, MCU upgrade complete. Alright, so it's a fully automated script, guys, and this makes it so easy for even Mac users and Linux users to upgrade via the terminal, even though there aren't any graphical tools like there are on Windows, okay? Okay, now that both the XMOS and MCU are updated, you just have to remove the ST-Link pins from your Tone2 Pro and replace the footpad, pressing it down. Okay, as you can see here, it's my Tone2 Pro. It's good as new, right? You won't notice any difference, okay? Your Tone2 Pro probably isn't as dusty as mine, but you can do this quite a number of times and the adhesive will still work, as you can see. And that's it. So it's super easy for you to upgrade the firmware in your Tone2 Pro using your Mac. Just follow this forum post and use these two automated scripts when you have to use the automated scripts. Alright, so that's all for this video, and I hope you Mac users will have a great time. And if you have any issues, head over to this forum post over here and let us know, and we will update the upgrade scripts accordingly. Alright, thank you and see you in our next video. Bye bye.